Welcome to Language, students watching. We've learned much about sentences. They form complete thoughts, and nouns, words that name, would you say them with me? Persons, places, and things. I want you to listen to the group of words that I'm going to read. The first time, just listen. The second time, get your hands ready because you're going to give me a clap where we could divide it between the subject and the predicate. Now, before we do that, think with me. What word always has to be in the predicate part of the sentence? It's called the blank word. Jalen?
Action word.
You're right, the action word. Not too long from now, we'll give you a name for that action word. Now, if we're going to divide and the action word has to be in the predicate, then our division has to be before or after the action word. Where would it go, Monroe? Before the action word or after the action word?
Before that.
It's going to go before. All right, here's the first sentence. You're listening. Uncle Bob and Aunt Susie drive to Hyder, Alaska each summer. Get ready. Uncle Bob and Aunt Susie, you're correct. That would have been the subject part of the sentence. Drive is the action word. To Hyder, Alaska each summer is the predicate. Well done. Give yourself 1 point for that. Here's the next one. Listen. They watch for grizzly bears. They watch. Let's try it again. They, oh yes, you had to be so fast because what's the action word, Noah?
Watch.
Yes, watch. So you had to divide right after they. Here's the third one. The bears catch the salmon in the river near Hyder. Are you ready? The bears, perfect. What's the action word, Ryan?
Catch.
Yes, catch. So the predicate part of the sentence would be catch the salmon in the river near Hyder. All right, fourth one. Uncle Bob takes many pictures of the bears. Uncle Bob, well done. What's the action word, Alana?
Takes.
You're right, takes. So Uncle Bob is who the sentence about, that's called the subject, and the rest of the sentence is the predicate. Now, I want you to listen to the sentences again. This time you are listening for nouns in the sentence. A noun is a word that names a, say it with me, person, place, or thing. Check your posture. You're sitting up straight and tall and you are listening. In the first sentence, you will find more than one noun. Uncle Bob and Aunt Susie drive to Hyder, Alaska each summer. Tell me some nouns in the sentence. Adrian.
Alaska.
Alaska is a noun. Jalen.
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob is a noun. Another one, William. Thinking. Brendan. Say what?
Bears.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Bears.
That wasn't in this sentence. It is, bears is a noun, but it's not in this sentence. Brennan. We got Uncle Bob and we got Alaska. Let me read the sentence again. You're thinking there are several more. Uncle Bob and Aunt Susie drive to Hyder, Alaska each summer. I think there are at least 3, maybe 4 more nouns in that sentence. Amory.
Aunt Susie.
Aunt Susie is a noun. Another one. Now we've got Uncle Bob, Aunt Susie, and Alaska.
Hyder.
Hyder is a noun. There's one more. It's a time of year. Popcorn. Ooh, Kendrick. Summer it is. Yes. Okay. Here's another sentence. Listen for this one. Before I read the sentence, let me tell you a word that is not a noun. It's something that we call a pronoun, and it is the word they. They can take the place of a noun, but it's not a noun. So listen to this sentence. They watch for grizzly bears. Popcorn. Lucia, the noun is? Grizzly bears. You may have a seat. Now, how about that noun, grizzly bears? Is it singular or is it plural? Renoa?
Plural.
It is plural. What does plural mean, Charlotte?
There's more than one.
Yes, more than one. Listen to this sentence. The bears catch salmon in the river near Hyder. I want to know the nouns. Popcorn. Tia.
Bears.
That's one. Can you name another one? Ashby?
Bears and salmon.
Salmon is another one. There are two more. Isaiah? Bears, salmon, in the,
Lake.
not lake, it was starts with the letter R, river. And there was one more that was mentioned.
Alaska.
It wasn't in Alaska, it was the name of the town in Alaska. Do you remember?
Hyder.
Hyder is the name, yes. Okay, now I have a question for you. In our recent lesson, we learned that nouns can be divided into two groups, a common noun or a proper noun. What is a common noun? Mikkel, when we say common, what do we mean by that?
Any person, place, or thing.
Excellent answer. It's any person, place, or thing. But what about a proper noun? How is a proper noun different from a common noun, Monroe?
It tells what kind of noun?
It's a particular person, place, or thing. And what do we always do to proper nouns? Popcorn. We always do this. Would you say it with me? We always capitalize them. Excellent. You may have a seat. So I'm going to give you a common noun, and you're going to think of a proper noun to give back to me. Okay? School. Jake.
Pensacola Christian.
Good answer. Okay. Teacher. Amory.
Mrs. Tito.
Excellent. Student. Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Yes. And what would we do to Kendrick, but we would not do to student?
Capitalize the K.
We would capitalize the K in Kendrick because Kendrick is a proper noun, but student is a common noun. All right. Now think carefully. This is store. Tim.
Firestone.
Okay. And what would we do to the name of that store?
Capitalize it.
We would. We would capitalize it. Church. Okay. Jalen. William.
Church of His Presence.
Say it again.
Church of His Presence.
Okay. And what would we do to the name of the church? We would capitalize it because it's a proper noun. Well, today we're going to continue looking at some proper nouns, but as we get ready to do that, I want you to think with me about capital letters. We have actually learned several things about capital letters already. In the very beginning of the year, when we talked about sentences, we learned there's one word in a sentence that is always capitalized. What word of the sentence is always capitalized, Tia?
The first word.
Yes, the first word. Now, I have some fish friends with me, and these fish friends are moving together in a group. Do you know what you call a group of fish? The same kind of fish all moving together. Ashby, what do you call that?
School.
Yes, well, these fish are in school, and they are learning their capitalization rules. Tia, would you come and put the first one up here? The first thing that we learned about capital letters is we always capitalize the first word of every sentence. There's something else that we've learned about capital letters. A time when you capitalize them. Hint, hint, we've just been practicing. Students watching, do you know what it is? Monroe, can you help us?
A proper noun.
Correct. Always capitalize a proper noun. Now, the next thing that I'm going to teach you about capitalizing things is really a specific kind of proper noun. We always capitalize days of the week and months of the year, but not the seasons. So, would you stand, please? We're going to say some capitalization rules together. I'll say it once, and then you say it after that. Capitalize the first word of every sentence. Capitalize the first word of every sentence. Number 2, capitalize proper nouns. Capitalize proper nouns. Number 3, capitalize days of the week and months of the year, but not the season. Say it with me. Capitalize days of the week and months of the year, but not the seasons. You may have a seat. So, what is a season? We need to know what it is we're not supposed to capitalize. Jake?
Summer.
Can you continue? There's more than one.
Spring. Autumn. And winter.
Yes. Summer, spring, autumn, and winter. Now, autumn has another name. Sometimes autumn is known by this other name.
Fall.
Yes, and we would not capitalize that word either. But we do capitalize days of the week and months of the year. Well, our days of the week are listed for us up here, except I noticed there's only part of the day. Check your posture, please. You're looking this way. Let's see if you can read it, even though there's only part of the day here. Could you read it with me? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wow, give yourself a pat on the back. You are so intelligent. You were able to read all of them. But I see some things missing. I only see sun, mon, twos, wet, thurs. What is it when we write only part of a word, and we know that that part of the word stands for the whole word? What's that called, Amory? You're right, it's called an abbreviation. Now notice something about these abbreviations, these days of the week abbreviation. Do you notice how they are all capitalized? They are capitalized because the whole word, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, is a proper noun. It's telling you a specific day of the week. If I said, my birthday is on a day, well, that's nice to know. It could be any day. If I said, my birthday is on Wednesday of this week, now you know a specific day. My birthday's not really on Wednesday of this week. But that would be a specific day, a particular day. So we would capitalize the abbreviation just like we would the noun. Now, there's something else you need to notice about these abbreviations. Look carefully. There's something that comes at the end of them because we left some letters out. Tim, what's at the end?
A decimal point.
Well, it's not called a decimal point in language. Can you think of what it might be called? Isaiah?
A period.
You're right. What's it called, Tim?
A period.
It's called a period. Kind of looks like a decimal point in arithmetic, but we don't have decimal points in language. We have periods. Check your posture. You're sitting this way. So we're going to go through and spell them. We do need to spell our abbreviations carefully, and we're going to do it this way. Sunday, capital S-U-N, period. Now practice that one time with me. Sunday, capital S-U-N, period. Okay, pretty good. I think you better stand. Let's do the whole chart together, Sunday through Saturday. Here we go. Sunday, capital S-U-N, period. Monday, capital M-O-N, period. Tuesday, capital T-U-E-S, period. Wednesday, capital W-E-D, period. Thursday, capital T-H-U-R-S, period. Friday, capital F-R-I, period. Saturday, capital S-A-T, period. Have a seat. Oh, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Without the claps, just the letters. Monday, capital M-O-N, period. Tuesday, capital T-U-E-S, period. Wednesday, capital W-E-D, period. Be careful of this one. Thursday, capital T-H-U-R-S, period. Friday, capital F-R-I, period. One more. Saturday, capital S-A-T, period. Oh, open your eyes. You did a great job. Now, our rule tells us capitalize days of the week and months of the year, but not the season. So I want you to look at the months of the year side over here. How many months are there in one whole year, Renoa? You're right, 12 months. A year is how long it takes the earth to travel all the way around the sun. And we divide that time up into 12 months. Would you stand and read them with me, starting at the first one? They are January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Have a seat. Hey, you're so intelligent. You read them again, even though there was only part of the word there. Why is it that you were able to read them even though there was only part of the word? Can you think why that is, Charlotte? What is this part of the word that's here?
Abbreviation.
You're right, it's a standard abbreviation. It means people all over have learned that when we abbreviate the word January, we don't just write a J most of the time. We would say capital J, A, N. And what goes at the end of that abbreviation? A period. All right, so this time we're going to say the month, we're going to spell the abbreviation, and we're going to put a period just like that at the end. But be careful. There are a couple of months that do not have a period at the end. I'll even point them out to you. Look at May. Look at June. Look at July. Can you think why there might not be a period at the end, William?
They're already short.
They're the whole word. It's the whole word. The name of the month is very short, and it's the whole word. We didn't leave any letters out, so we don't need to put a period. Stand, please. Here we go. January, capital J-A-N, period. February, capital F-E-B, period. March, capital M-A-R, period. April, capital A-P-R, period. May, capital M-A-Y. I'm so glad you didn't put a period. June, capital J-U-N-E. Good job. July, capital J-U-L-Y, July. Nothing, good job. August, capital A-U-G, period. September, capital S-E-P-T, period. October, capital O-C-T, period. November, capital N-O-V, period. December, capital D-E-C, period. Well done, you may have a seat. Now, there's one other thing I want to point out to you. Here we have a month calendar. The month of February has only 28 days. Many months have 31 days, and there are 4 months that only have just 30 days. Maybe you've learned the little poem. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except February, which has only 28. I wanted you to notice this. You see the S, M, T, W, T, F, S. What do you think those letters stand for, Mikkel?
The days of the week.
They do. They stand for days of the week. Why do you suppose they didn't write capital S-U-N period, capital M-O-N period on the calendar there? Renault?
It would take up more room.
You're right. It would take up more space. But most of the time when we write an abbreviation, like in our classroom, we are going to do it this way. So we're going to be really careful, especially with Tuesday and Thursday. Those 2 words do not have just 3 letters in them. Now, before we get our workbook out, I want to point out something to you. As we are looking here, we're getting ready, we're going to look over at the sideboard. In our last several lessons, for the last several weeks, we've talked about nocturnal creatures. But in the next coming weeks, we're going to change themes and we're going to talk about traveling. Traveling to various places across the United States. Now, I have not been to all of these places, but when I hear about this place in Alaska, oh, that is on my list of places I would like to go one day. You could drive to Alaska. If you lived here in the United States, you would have to get in your car and you would drive very far north. You would go all the way up here to the Washington State. Then you'd have to drive up into Canada and across Canada, and finally you would come to Alaska. Alaska is a large state. Throughout the next couple of days, we'll learn some things about Alaska. Now turn your attention to the screen and let's look at some scenery, some pictures of what it would look like in Alaska. Do you see some nouns in that picture that you would see if you traveled to Alaska? What's one noun you might see?
Mountain.
Yes. Another noun you would see, Mikkel?
Grass.
Some grass, yes, in the summer months. Something else, Bree?
Snow.
You would see snow. There are a lot of lakes there. Here's a winter scene in Alaska. In Alaska, you're going to find, because Alaska is close to the North Pole, there are times of the year when it's like daylight almost all the time, and other times when it's dark all the time. Here's something very interesting in Alaska. You might also see this in northern Canada and even in very far northern parts of the United States. This is called Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights, and it is a time when the lights are reflected in the sky. It's a really interesting sight. You would not be able to see this in the southern part of the United States. You see it up in the far northern regions. Well, let's get our book and we'll continue practicing, learning some things about nouns and a few things about Alaska along the way. We're going to page 39 in our workbook. Page 39. You've got your pencil and you're ready to join us. Think A. Would you stand and read the directions? There are going to be two things that we're looking for in this exercise. Read them nice and loudly, Adrian. Think A, page 39.
1. Draw a line from the month to its abbreviation. 2. Place a period at the end of each abbreviation. Remember that some months do not have abbreviations.
So we're going to be on our toes because if there's a no abbreviation, we're not going to put a period there. Pick up your pencil. Let's look at the first four together. You have January, February, March, and April. What would the abbreviation for January be? When you answer, say it, spell it, and if it needs a period, tell me that. Brennan, January. Capital.
Capital J, A, N, period.
Good. Number 2, February. Kendrick.
February, capital F-U-B, period, February.
Look at that again and try the abbreviation part.
February, capital F-E-B, period.
Correct. Capital F-E-B, period. What about March, Ashby?
We draw a line tomorrow.
How would you spell it, the abbreviation?
Capital M-A-R, period.
Correct. And April, Charlotte.
April, A-P-R, period.
Oh, there's something important that you forgot. Try again.
Capital A-P-R, period.
You would. Now, you're going to rest your pencil for just a moment. Students watching, you're going to continue exercise A, just as we did the first four. Then you're going to go to Think B. Here it asks you to write an abbreviation for each day of the week, and number 2, place a period at the end of each abbreviation. Be sure you do both things. In section 3, it says, remember, these are things that we've practiced. We're going back and practicing again. Read the paragraph, circle each common noun. What are you going to do to a common noun? Circle it. And box each proper noun. What will you do to a proper noun? Box it. What's the difference between a circle and a box? A box has corners. Good. So make sure it's clear. Now, how will you know if a noun is a proper noun? There's a clue. We've learned this. We just have to be on our toes and seeing it. Jake, what's the clue?
If it's a certain person, place, or thing.
It's going to start with a certain kind of letter. Grayson, what kind of letter will proper nouns always start with?
A capital letter.
Right, so be on your toes watching for that. You'll finish this page with your on-site teacher following her instructions.